자, 주둔병 쫓는다. 수도원으로 간다. 그래도 두 개네요. 일단 요거부터 가면 되겠네요. 숙청해봐라.
Oi, look sharp.
왜요? 날씨가 우중충하네. 뭐 계세요?
If those Orsons touch an arrow on Martha's head.
슬픔에만. 또 누구세요?
Up ahead.
괜찮으십니까?
Martha, are you hurt?
뭐야 마사네?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened?
흑기사.
Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields.
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both.
흑기사? 그 흑 오염된 거기서 나온 애들인 건가?
Poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
보다 가시오.
Black Shields.
기사.
Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
공중목도는 좀 귀찮구만. 아유 이 건방진 것들. 더 있어?
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
어허이. 기사가 누구지? 내가 완전 시커멓게 됐네. 얘들 마법 쓰다가 죽어서 그런 건지 개가 막 쌓여있네.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers.
아 얘네 흑기사. 옷이 까만색이라 흑기사 그런 거 같은데.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
옷이 까만색이라 흑기사라 그런 거 같은데.
And for their crime.
어이 뭐야 얘 진짜 흑기사가 있네? 갑옷도 까만 놈이 있네?
is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn.
야 빡세게
On
생겼는데?
these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive,
This won't take long.
덤벼! 띵. 아이 헷갈리네 키. 번개는 좀 더 연습을 해야 되겠네. 번개 되게 헷갈리네요 저거.
Is that all of them?
I think so.
너무 적은 거 아니야? 수가? 끝이야? 저 맨 밑에는 뭐지 저거?
I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
여기는 뭐가 없을 것 같고. 계십니까?
Found her.
The abbot.
사람들이 다 재가 됐어.
The bearers died protecting him.
지키려다가 마법을 다 써서 그런 것 같죠.
Clive. He's breathing.
발은 이미 석화화된.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The Cullings
따로 편성을 해놨어? 지독한
will
놈들이네.
continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Mother to beg his aid
내가 씨든데.
and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall. In here! We found a survivor!
Clive. He's gone.
아무라고만.
We've laid the abbot to rest, but the bearers, they didn't need to die like this.
어허이.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here.
독일.
Riddick's jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
돌아갑시다. 이름도 슬픔의 많이야. 아이, 여긴 길이 없네. 런지. 지도가 어떻게 되는 거지? 아, 크게 돌아서 이렇게. 달려. 달리기 버튼 마렵다 진짜. 쟤는 뭐냐? 이상하게 생겼는데. 뭔가 이 세계관에 어울리지 않게 생겼는데? 약간 드래곤 퀘스트에 나와야 될 것 같이 생겼는데? 리스키모. 토벌 보상과 귀중한 머테리얼을 얻을 수 있습니다. 영양이 부족할 때는 도망칠 수 있다. 25렙?
Think it's spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
해링이다 이 자식아. 근데 피가 엄청 많은데? 이거 뭐야? 뱅뱅아 힐 좀. 해링! 어디 갔어요? 이번엔 패링만 노려야 되겠는데? 때리기가 영 쉽지가 않네? 됐다. 간다! 아, 이거 뭐야? 아. 아따. 링. 딱스. 링. 좋아요. 아, 이거 안 터뜨렸네. 아, 이런. 아, 저리가. 오우. 아이, 그만. 아까 빠졌다가 날려. 강풍. 언제 때려야 될지 모르겠네. 됐어. 겁나 패. 도망쳐! 아. 헤링을 조금 천천히 했네. 우와, 이씨. 저 맨 밑에 자원 저거 뭐지? 처음 보는 건데. 이거 뭔가 설명이 없고.
You didn't see that coming.
템이 영 시원찮은데? 시동만 들게 많네.
That must be the bridge.
묻어줍시다.
So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so.
소리가 어떻게 마무리가 되려나?
A
너무
pyre was made.
너무
It's
스케일이
more than they
큰데.
deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
여관 갑시다. 상황이 지금 너무 답이 없는데요. 시드라도 있었으면 좋았을 텐데.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
No one survived then.
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
소문으로만
I did.
듣지 않았을까?
And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, Astolas from Otto landed just
갑자기
before you
분노
arrived.
조절
He
잘하는데.
asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
됐고요. 은신처로 갑시다. 상황이 너무 안 좋군요.
Now, where's Gav?
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
벌써 여기까지 벌써 소문이 났어? 세상에.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
피드 없어서 좀 칙칙했었는데 다른 NPC들이 그래도 좀 유머러스하네. 그래도.
Sit down, you fool.
그나마 다행입니다. 주인공 너무 고구마 캐릭이라 노잼이야 노잼. 유머라고는 없어.
You remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's Head?
이제 저거
And
부시러
how
가면 되는
pissed
건가?
off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first.
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals.
인집털인가?
4 mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed.
맞네. 3개?
And Drake's Tail
4개?
here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
빈집 발견.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have
아,
taught
이미
us,
대비를 하고 있을 거다.
is that he loves his traps.
전방에 집중하고 있는 당한 전쟁 선포 당한 쪽으로 가나?
There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rossfield. And you're a Rossfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
머릿속이 꽃밭인데?
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
근데 얘네가 다야? 새로운 인물은 없나? 여기다가 5토 정도? 쟤 서브캐 주던 애인데? 오토의 사무 업무. 시설을 이용할 수 있게 됐다. 협력자, 지원품, 리스킹복. 아, 아까 잡았던 그런 게 또 맵에 좀 있나 보네요. 찾으러 다닐 필요가 있나? 아까 보상이 너무 보잘것없던데. 튜토리얼이라 그런가?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
can I get you, Sid?
뭐야 왜 이렇게 비싸?
Don't be a stranger, Sid.
Well, don't just stand there gawpy. Try not to
일단
get yourself
무기 있는지
killed, eh? I
보고
think it's all right to touch you.
Clive? What do you want?
이거 딱히 되는 건 없네요. 좀 약간 RPG 맛은 좀 안 난다.
And what can I do
파밍에서
for you?
뭔가 하는 그런 맛은
Fine purse
좀
weighing you
없네요.
down. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
아, 새로 생겼다는 건 어디 있지? 추억의 물건, 편지야, 여기인가 보네. 리스키. 뒤로 돌아서 이쪽으로 해서
Aye,
가서 오른쪽.
there's trouble in Rosaria. That groom's as ragged as...
So Mather's all right.
얘가 리스키 몹인가?
What's the matter, Nectar? The hunt board. It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free.
잠시만요.
Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know? Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Alastia are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the curse breakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
지금 커피를 시켰는데 식혜통에다가 주네. 식혜통에다가 커피를 내일까지 먹겠는데? 진짜 무슨 식혜 따르듯이 이렇게 먹어야 돼. 많으면 좋지. 리스키 뭐뭐 있는지 봅시다. 3마리밖에 없네 아직. 날개 달린 귀부인 벨페브. 뭐 지나다니다 보면 만나지 않을까요? 아까 잡은 애가 C랭크네. 딱히 해놓지 말고.
How are you doing?
이건 서브캐였고,
You watch yourself out there, all right?
얘는 그
Oh, Clive. Welcome
지원품?
to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friends'
후원자,
donations?
도네이션.
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen as a top.
그래서 퀘스트 보상으로 주는 거구나.
I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that.
Your benefactors are a generous lot.
뒤에서나마 응원하겠습니다. 소문을 좋아하는 귀부인. 지금 25 있네요. 어빌리티 포인트 400.
You earned this. I gave you that one, didn't I?
됐고요. 새로운 게 생겼네. 일단은 퀘스트 갑시다. 아니면 저거 뭐야, 이거 리스킹 받아놓고 근처에 있으면은 잡고 뭐 그런 식으로 봐도 되겠네. 한 번에 하나만 되면은 어쩔 수 없긴 한데. 확인합니다. 뭐 딱히 뭐 캐스트 받고 그런 개념이 아니구나. 가기 전에 어빌리티 한번 보고 1800. 일단 거대한 회오리. 얘를 일단 찍고 싶거든요. 지금 얘도 좀 별로 안 좋은 것 같아서. 좀 더 모아볼게요. 아니면 지금 쓰는 걸 좀 더 강화할까요? 이거 마스터, 이거 패링 제일 많이 쓰니까 얘랑 얘 말고 얘를 더 많이 쓰니까 얘를 마스터. 그 다음 얘 찍읍시다. 패링 두 개를 제일 많이 쓰니까요. 포크 크라이. 로자리아 남부.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance?
근데
Especially should one of his beloved
그렇게
opportunities
갔다가
to
시드가
grow and
죽었었잖아.
change present itself.
어서 오시고요. 댕댕아, 무슨 일이야?
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am
게임을
to continue
5일 한
at your
거죠.
side, I must do the same.
시작한 지 오래됐음.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
방송을 5번밖에 안 켰어.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
이게 구성이 어떻게 되는지 모르겠는데 약간 2부 느낌입니다, 지금. 삼부라고 할 수 있나? 제 느낌으로는 2부나 3부나 그쯤 되는 것 같네요. 어린 시절, 큰 시절, 더 지난 시절 뭐 이렇게 나눠진 것 같아요. 어린 시절은 프리얼 같은 거니까.
Nothing we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
역시 까만 게 멋있어.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
예, 뭐라고요?
All right, I heard you the first time.
소문을 좋아하는 청년.
Excuse
Studying.
me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the
반역자.
garrison, supplies stolen.
난가?
They even say a Black Shield was murdered.
난가?
The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits.
좋아하기만 하고 별로 소문을 모르는구만.
You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100-full legions? We're going hunting for outlaws. How do you like that, boy?
현상수배 클리셰. 클리셰의 그 잡채. 망상.
You seen him, didn't you?
흉악범한테 그걸 알려줘.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen him, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
추격자
Was
그거
this the
아닙니까?
first time they visited the village?
슈퍼 아줌마.
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might turn them into a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend.
정신이 나가 있는데.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
역시 촌장님은 눈치가 빨라.
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our
역병
tributes,
감지.
we are left alone.
주인공 돌아다니면 마을이 다 박살나.
But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pool.
그러니까 이스풀도 주인공이 오니까 박살나잖아 마을이. 역병 같은 존재야.
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
원래 공포 장치가 가성비는 좋지.
It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else?
반역자를 찾아서 우리 쪽으로 좀 흡수를 좀 해야 되겠는데.
A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
도대체 근데 말은 언제 타고 다니는 거예요? 언제까지 걸어다녀요 이거? 나도 말 좀 타자. 하 정말. 주변에 초코보 겁내 돌아다니는데 말 언제 타?
Take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks.
빠른 이동이 초코보 타고 이동한다는 설정인 건가? 아니 근데 웨이포인트 뭐야 저거 뭐야? 헌터? 이상하게 생겼네.
Ever since the apology, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waiting?
장난감 같은 게 있어.
The mother crystals collapse.
I have an idea. You're going to like it.
사람 있다.
More of my mother's men.
옥 절벽과 왠지 요 위에 뭔가 있을 것 같은 느낌적인 느낌. 버그. 길이나 맵이나 봅시다. 그냥 내려가는 길. 이렇게 해서 그냥 뒤로 가는 길이었군요. 별길 아니었고. 여기서 뭐 하십니까? 나 싸우고 있는데. 그래서 옆에서 이러고 있네. 저 여기 뭐 있었는데 아까? 여기 뭐 상자구나. 길이 좀 틈새 길이 조금씩 있네요. 마물의 성분. 뭔가 뭐라 그래야 되죠? 맵을 구석구석 핥을 만한 요소가 좀 적은 것 같아요. 동기부여가 좀 적게 되는 것 같아요. 구석구석 봐가지고 상자에서 뭐 좋은 템이 나오거나 이런 경우는 잘 없는 것 같아요. 내가 아직 못 찾은 걸 수도 있는데. 피가 많아. 아우, 왜 이렇게 안 죽냐? 갑자기? 뜬금없는 레벨. 아이 깜짝이야. 이게 뭐 피가 있네요.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
대답도 안 하네.
You know who we are. And
불시의
still,
수호자?
you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
말이 많네.
Say that again. I'll show you a truth.
아, 이 스킬 풀이요. 아니, 번개 스킬은 아직까지 어떻게 쓸지 잘 모르겠어요. 아니 이거 아유 이거 저 괜히 깔아놓으니까 더 힘들기만 하네 이거. 아니 길막 아니 나 라곤을 거기다 안 했는데요. 저거 빼야 되겠다. 이게 약간 자동 추적 같은 게 있는데 저거 깔아놓으니까 자꾸 저거만 타겟을 잡네. 광역기 때리려면 그렇게 하는 게 맞긴 한데 전투할 때 자꾸 방해되네요.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
여기? 갑자기 급발진하는데요? 기다려봐. 제가 갑자기 왜 저래? 이거 좀 바꿀게요. 아 이것도 마음에 안 들던데. 아니, 번개 스킬은 아직 마음에 드는 게 없네요. 발동도 느리고. 자꾸 점프해 이거. 또 뭐 있어?
Find something, boy. Death.
이미 시간이 좀 지났나 본데?
Found her.
아, 무슨 거꾸로 매달아놨어 사람을. 근데 얘네들 19금 게임 만든다고 하더니 이악 물고 이런 걸 다 넣어놓긴 했네. 이게 중세 게임 하면은 항상 나오는 모습이긴 하거든요. 주인공 흑화하게 있는걸?
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her.
지금 얘는 왜 이렇게 싫어하는 거예요, 베어를?
This.
Clive.
survives her, and I will end it.
아 근데 방금 여기 사람들이 매달려 있는 곳 요 옆에 밭이 그냥 이렇게 딱 정갈하게 돼 있으니까 더 뭔가 무섭네요. 조금 전까지 사람이 살던 곳이라는 걸 알 수 있게 해주는 것 같아. 딱 대비돼서 보이니까
We can't leave them here like this.
뭔가 더
We
그랬어.
won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
지도가 걸어서 갈 수 있는 곳인가? 와 사람들이 막 다 널브러져 있고 심각하네요.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
위
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
No, you nothing.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
이게 난민들도 초코볼을 가지고 있는데 왜 우리는 없어? 우리도 좀 타고 다니자.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
껍질.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
한 번 열면은 빠른 이동 되는 게 그나마 다행이라고 생각합니다.
Have mercy.
Voice-ridden dogs they are. You can't ignore us forever.
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep.
Better out there than in here.
Oh, get enough practice.
Hang the chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
I said, where were you, filth?
Back to your style.
Cut you down where you stand. Destroy it.
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
개구멍?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
근데 번역이 말하는 거랑 막 전혀 다른데? 의역을 너무 많이 한 건가? 이게 근데 이거 번역은 일본 기준으로 번역했다 그랬죠? 이 말하는 거랑 내용이 전혀 달라. 아니 그래도 아무리 일본 걸로 번역을 했다 그래도 이렇게 차이가 많이 날 수가 있나? 전혀 딴소리 하고 있는데.
Well, we know why the refugees didn't come here.
Keep looking then.
아 이거 문 맨날 점프해. 이거 상자 열 때랑 문 열 때랑 이게 왜 이렇게 되는 걸까? 야.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
철생사.
Not abandoned then.
누구세요?
Oi! Visitors!
도적이요?
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
야, 통성명은 해야 되는 거 아니야? 도적이 아니면 어떡해? 오, 좀 사람이 많은데요? 그냥 도적이 아닌가 본데? 아까 그 반역 걔네들 아니야? 그냥 싸우는 거 보니까 아닌가 보네. 아이 마법사 어딨어? 윈도우 11 안 깐다고. 하지만 그만해.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
이봐, 그냥 도적이 아니잖아. 통성명은 하고 싸워야지. 몇 명을 죽인 거야. 이거 씨.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
초반에 걔인가?
It is.
그 뭐야?
So wait.
동생 처음에 구해줬더니. 지금 사람이 죽었는데 웃어?
We can speak inside.
약간 기둥에 거꾸로 죽진 않았네. 기둥에 거꾸로 매달아 놓은 놈들이랑 뭐가 달라 지금.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant.
얘네도 흡수해야 되겠는데.
We've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense.
얘는 알고 있나?
Even knowing what I know about her.
얘가 주인공보다 나이 좀 더 있을 거 아니야, 그죠? 뭔가 그 계기가 있을 텐데.
No secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
나도 궁금하다. 알려줘.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we.
Make ready.
뭔가 주인공이 어릴 때 뭘 했던 게 아닐까? 안 그러면 저렇게 싫어할
This is their
수가
main
있나?
host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
근데 여주가 너무 공기야. 여주 성격을 저렇게 잡으면 안 됐던 것 같아.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than
약간
just
티파 같은 성격이었으면 좀 더 낫지 않았을까? 아, 이게 너무 좀 주인공도 진지한데 얘 여자애도 같이 진지해가지고.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us.
티파 아니면 그 누구죠? 그 티파 옆에 있던 애 걔 누구지? 걔 정도만 돼도 괜찮을 것 같은데. 둘이 너무 진지해가지고 게임이
What is your plan?
터져. 터신 볼 때마다.
You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills.
솔직히 티파보다는 그 옆에 있던 그 뚱뚱한 애랑 같이 다니는 걔가 더 괜찮을 것 같은데.
While the Black Shields
걔는
have
이름이 생각이 안
advantage in
나.
numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
흑기사를 쳐라. 게스트의 파티 참가. 웨이드와 얘기한다.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
언제 달리냐? 좀 달리세요.
Come along now.
The bastards are lucky.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you. We
뭐요?
bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame. Ha! You presume to
야,
tell
흑기사라 하는 놈들이 시드 얼굴도
that a
모르네.
pair of filthy vagabonds, a
시드
woman
얼굴 본
and
사람
a
다
dog
죽어서 그런가?
could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields. Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
이 기둥 뭐야?
Give me the...
아씨 이거 번개 적응 안 돼.
Hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battle for them.
아. 딱대. 뭐야? 더 온다고? 왜? 지금 왜?
Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
아유야. 힐 좀 주세요. 아, 힐도. 짓고요. 어때?
A
쟤들
noble stand, albeit
쟤들 맨날 저 옥상 위에서 떨어지네.
in taking it, you have but
무기 좀 좋아 보인다.
our point that this land is in dire need of cleansing.
오우야. 아, 네.
So wait!
Found them. There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
아, 풀이냐 아직? 패링 쿨타임. 어우, 죽을 뻔.
I don't see any more.
커피 뿜을 뻔했네.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My,
밖에서 이름 함부로 부르면 안 되지 않을까?
perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
명성 증가 45. 아까 45 때 뭐 받을 수 있었던 것 같은데.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
주인공이 생각했던 것보다 더
Lord Byron was the
상황이
first person I
좋은데?
turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
이미 사용 중이었던
And
것.
appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the
미리
Lord,
알려주면 되지.
knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since he thinks you're
피닉스
dead.
꼭 보여주면 되지
Think
않을까?
of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the
또
latter.
저거야? 증표야?
It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love
이게 완전 증표
will know where
게임이야.
your loyalties lie.
신뢰의 증표.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again.
타일러
Unless
죽었나?
you deserve it.
왕이랑 같이 있다 죽었던가?
If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you.
아, 타일러
Lord
앞에 있다고?
Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is
경비병이
ever
두 명 아니었나? 어릴 때?
I know.
걔가 타일러겠지? 웨이드랑
Go on
타일러?
now, my lord.
그냥 들어가 버렸네. 맵끼리는 연결이 안 돼 있나봐요, 게임이. 그죠? 집 엄청 좋네.
How accommodating. Do you really
어떤
think we believe we
캐릭터일까요?
are who we say we are?
삼촌이.
Not a chance.
내가 이미 알고 있는 인물일지도. 아니겠죠?
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
상남자 스타일. 한번
Imagine my
싸워보고.
surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue!
어릴 때 하던 놀이인가?
You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot.
어릴 때 하고 놀았던 그런 건가
Loyal
보다.
servant to her serene holiness, Saint Sybil, the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
연출 보소.
Bravo, uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
바로
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale
일단
of your
먹고.
miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit.
질은 모르나? 질도 알지 않을까?
See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
여기를 본진으로 삼아야 되는 거
One
아니야?
of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more.
땡이구나.
Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have.
돈 많은
I have a
삼촌.
galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a
2대
good
시드입니다.
boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
일은 뭔가 지금 과거 때문에 약간 1부 때 주인공이랑 같은 비슷한 상태인 것 같은데.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the
눈치
border,
없는
seeing to
주인공.
trust in us in the space of 3 days.
나도 알아보는데 주인공 혼자 신났죠.
Something on your mind?
Monsters.
이제 본인 전쟁
When I
병기로
served the
했을
Iron
때
Kingdom,
들은 얘기겠지.
I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
다음은 은신처로 다시 돌아가나 보네요. 화장실 좀 갔다 오겠습니다.